This is a silly song, it's time to get prepared. So put on a giant space helmet and grab a
Free Kangaroo. Hi, this is another Game Dev vlog with another Danger Pack run. Here we are going for level 3 tree kangaroo. I'm still playing against all packs, and that's also the reason I just take any tree kangaroo I can get. And let me tell you, it is not very strong, but it is very fun. There are so many interesting interactions, and I really feel for the developers because there's also a lot of bugs, which is to be expected, I think. Really weird start here, but let's just ignore that. I guess that is to be expected with such a strange ability, because this was of course never planned in advance, and now there's suddenly 500 pets that can be triggered in battle, sometimes multiple times, sometimes to the wrong opponents, and we are going to see some fun ones here. And in the last fight, even a nice little bug that I already reported in the meantime. But there are some things that I'm figuring out. Maybe somebody else is logging this, and I'm only posting these in the Habs/Grounded Discord, so not really keeping a real list. But some things I've learned is the jump pads, when they are silly, and they trigger for us, we jump that way. So they jump to the front, but somehow that means jumping to the left. So they jump our pads to the left. Another thing I learned is when you have a silly stork, it decides to summon on our side, it summons from our pack and not from the opponent's pack. So there's many more of these edge cases and very fun interactions. But these are the two that come to mind. So let's see where we are at after this kind of weird beginning. I am also just randomly pushing for level 3s to fish for achievements. Not a real strong team here. I was watching I will link that, Suboptimal's video. Really nice to see him back in action. He already had all the achievements, but he also had a nice little tier list at the end, of course, after 3 days of playing only. But this little hog, actually pygmy hog, was ranking way higher in his tier list than I had ranked it, and there were some couple more surprises. So I tried to play a bit more of this hog, and for now it serves us quite well. And this Pika even gives it more health, so it is quite nice to have this 5/8 with garlic in the back. So here we buy our first tree kangaroo, and I think this is one of the strongest tier 4, so that's good. And let's see what happens. So here we tree kangaroo a sheep. Of course the sheep do not fit, no matter where they would have spawned. Let's see. And it's easy to forget, because I forgot this. I thought it only triggers in start of battle, because many pets do not do anything anymore, but it does actually work always randomly, even if it triggers normally, which we are going to see here, I assume. And look at that, we get both rams. So already our first very good interaction there. That's just what I am going for, but again, it's not strong. Level 2 tree kangaroo, just more chaos, not really more strength. Get the early melon from the marine iguana. And now that makes it just fun. Now let's see what we are going to tree kangaroo. Now it skips pets with held food, so we are unicorning. And we actually, I think, will get these stats back into the shop. So it is, what's it called, permanent stats. A guy that has to look up the word permanent. And we even take the win. So is it still an 8-15? It is. So we got some free stats out of our tree kangaroo. So already some good value here. Take the banana, why not? Kangaroos like bananas, right? Apart from that, it's not a very special team. So let's see here how it works with the emu. So it will trigger twice. It's not really possible to pause. And here I think we can see the ordering issue. It should push to the, well, it should not, yeah, it should not jump, but push. And I think it hits our tree kangaroo and it moves to the back. Of Of course, you could say the pygmy hawk goes to the front, and then it moves itself to the front. So that's not triggering anymore, because sometimes if it stays in the back, every time there's an open space, everything will be shuffled, which is also very funny. But I'm quite sure that well, here I was still unsure, but later on with other fights, I was quite sure that it just pushes to the left basically instead of to the front. Keep pushing for a 3 kangaroo, of course. We are going for the full memes. Somehow still winning. Also, I transformed my Pika for what? I don't know. Full on meming. Here we get a lot of these stats. Actually a quite dangerous team, but the Red Dragon saves us because it would have gotten some more stats, I think. Well, saves us. Do we even win this? Yes, the garlic also saves us. So quite a scary team there. And we transform back into our Pika. That's basically we just bought 2 salads there. Now we have the level 2 Pygmy Hawk. We bring in the Silky Shifaka for the double transform. A little bit of Ilipika value. Of course, the 3 kangaroo already goes off before the Shifaka. So let's see what we 3 kangaroo now. The sea lion. So that's just big stats for everyone. Of course, here we also see the downside that the silly overrides the crisp we got from the very short-lived blue dragon, red dragon. But we are still winning against MC Ebed. So we are actually going quite fast. We are on 8 wins on turn 11, but this will not hold, I can promise you that. Get a little date here. And let's again see. So here we can get more free stats because we will hit the frogman. That's already 2 times free persistent stats, permanent stats, and then every jump from them, like this one, we get more. We could get more, but we are quite lucky with the hits here as well, I must say. Can we win this? Yes, we can. So that's already 9 wins. And I decide I want to go for the 3 kangaroo level 3, so I unfreeze everything here. I press roll, but that's not how it works. And a very lucky roll there. So that's my level 3 kangaroo. And now let's see if we can win. I am freezing stuff because we can easily face very insanely strong teams. And here we 3 kangaroo the II. That's gonna be a lot of stats as well. Of course, all these lemurs fly to space. But everybody gets a plus 99. I'm not sure whose advantages this is. But maybe it's the advantage of the giant tortoise. Because somehow now it has a huge attack. It also will depend on if this lemur, this II hits again. And who it will spawn the lemurs to. It takes the lemurs for itself. It does give us the stats. We override. And we lose. So more chaos. And we go again. Already, of course, sweaty. We still have 3 hearts. But also we are quite stuck with this team, I think. Well, there's some stuff we could replace. Maybe the hawk can go. And another danger pack opponent. And we will silify the tiger, but it goes off first. So maybe, how does this work? It lives. So now it would have done 3 attacks. It could have attacked itself, but it just dies on the first attack. We get the 1 head and the back ammonite. Well, that's nothing. So we go again. Level up this tamarin. Also played a lot of red panda, but this is not the time. Well, it could have been, you never know. We have to draw something out of the hat. But we play the okra on the hawk, which will get replaced by garlic. And this is a llama hit, alpaca hit. So that's stats. And the stats even matter here for the silky shifaka. But I think this mantis is just too strong, although... Wait. So it gave more stats there, right? Sorry for rewinding, but... It summons this, and then... Who does it buff? Our walrus, which I don't even think is an advantage here. We get the double peanut butter. And we draw against Lucky Luke. Level up our Shifaka, maybe. And some water, good hydration. Will this be the winning battle then? Well, we get the full showcase of everything that can happen, including this. All 5 pets have perks. So this is, I think, an insta GG. No chance at all. Should have used the cocoa bean strategy here. That would have served me way better. We don't even get through the first 2 pets. Well, we draw if they would have only 2 pets. So now we are on 1 heart, turn 16. Do we still have hope? Of course, because we can just believe in the randomness, the RNGs. So what do we face here? And this is a good one. So cat does nothing, a silly cat, but we transform into the snow leopard. It goes off first. It removes the perk of the Wolverine, which means we hit the Wolverine for 3 times. But keep an eye. So this would be perfect, of course, to remove all this health, but it is broken. It only removed 6 instead of 18 health. But each time it will still self... Wait, what did it remove actually? Well, it did work, right? So it does remove all their health. And somehow we take this win. What a chaotic fight. I'm tempted to run it again, but you can watch it back if you want. So I think this is a beautiful showcase of this chaos of the 3 kangaroo. If you want more stuff like this, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. And in any case, thanks for watching.